Trump becomes number 47, and the first 3 hostages return to Israel. It's 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV. 5 things you need to know in about 10 minutes for Monday, January 20th, 2025. I'm Derek Gilbert. Item number 5 today, the inauguration. By the time you watch this, Donald Trump will be the 47th president of the United States, becoming the first president since Grover Cleveland, who was president number 22 and number 24, to serve 2 non-consecutive terms. And by all accounts, he plans to hit the ground running. Not only are some of his nominees for cabinet positions already having hearings in the U.S. Senate for confirmation, but his border czar, Tom Homan, intends to start his mass deportation program, reportedly in Chicago, as early as tomorrow. Chicago, New York, Miami already lined up for mass arrests, according to Homan. And Chicago appears to be first on the list, having seen more than 50,000 migrants arrive in the city since August of 2022. Arrests there, reportedly, may begin as early as Tuesday. According to the Wall Street Journal, Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, ICE, will carry out the operation for an entire week, with between 100 and 200 officers being deployed to handle the job. Not yet clear how many people will be targeted, but the New York Post reports that the operation will extend to New York City as part of multi-day ground operations. And we're already seeing reports in some corporate media outlets that some illegals are already self-deporting to avoid going through the process of being arrested first. Item number 4 today, the deep state versus Trump. Boy, the deep state really did not want Donald Trump back in the White House. Now, I know there are Christians who just cannot bring themselves to support Donald Trump because of his personal history, and I understand that. Just remember, we're not voting for a pastor-in-chief. But the fact that the deep state has been trying to find something, anything, to keep Donald Trump from the White House suggests that he is not playing for that team. According to a man who shared a cell with Jeffrey Epstein, the sex trafficker to the elite, was offered a sweetheart plea deal if he would provide incriminating evidence against Donald Trump. The New York Post reporting that Epstein's bunkmate, a former cop turned convicted killer, Nicholas Tartaglione, claims the billionaire told him that he met with federal authorities and that they were looking for his cooperation to take Trump down. Epstein told Tartaglione that he didn't really know Trump, didn't have anything on him, and that there was bad blood between the two because Epstein was thrown out of a party at Mar-a-Lago because he was being a little too forward with some of the young ladies at the party. Tartaglione was Epstein's cellmate right up until the time the pedophile, correct pronunciation, was moved to suicide watch 3 weeks before he was found dead in 2019. Item number 3, Joe Biden. It appears that the handlers of President number 46 are throwing political grenades back into the White House on their way out the door. One of his last acts as president on Friday, Joe Biden declared that the Equal Rights Amendment is now the law of the land, that Amendment number 28 is deemed as passed. I'm sorry, this is not how that works. The Constitution is not set up that way. The Equal Rights Amendment was a political hot potato throughout the 1970s. It was introduced into Congress 1972, passed the House, passed the Senate. Then it went to the states for ratification, where it requires a 2/3 majority. That would be 38 out of, or 3/4 majority. It would 38 out of 50. Well, there was a built-in deadline in the legislation of March 22 of 1979 that was later extended by a vote of Congress, simple majority, to 1982 to give it more time to pass. Well, only 35 states ratified the ERA by the 1979 deadline. And then there were 3 more that just sort of came in after the fact, even though it died in March of 1979. Nevada passed it in March of 2017, Illinois in May of 2018, and Virginia in January of 2020, making 38 states. But the legislation expired in March of 1979. And here's the other thing. If we're going to count votes after the fact, we also have to consider that 6 states have rescinded their ratification. Nebraska in 1973, Tennessee in 1974, Idaho in 1977, South Dakota in 1979, and North Dakota in 2021. So if we're going to count the votes after the voting stopped, we're now at 32 instead of 35. So this declaration by Joe Biden makes no sense except to rile people up at Donald Trump. Topic number 2, the hostage deal. Speaking of people being riled up, the first 3 hostages returned to Israel on Sunday. This was hours after a ceasefire deal took effect. 24-year-old Romy Gonen, 27-year-old Emily Damari, and 31-year-old Doron Steinbrecher were freed to the Red Cross, then delivered them to the IDF. They've been taken by military helicopter to a hospital for just a medical checkout and reuniting them with their families. The crowd watched in Tel Aviv at Hostage Square, cheering as the good news was released, as a video showing them finally re-entering Israeli soil for the first time in 15 months. But here's the other side of the deal. As part of this, Israel is expected to free 90 Palestinian Arab prisoners in return. And this has angered some conservatives, especially inside Israel, that the 30-for-1 arrangement is liable to cause real security issues for other Israeli citizens. Remember that Yahya Sinwar, the mastermind of the October 7th massacre that left 1,200 Israelis dead, had been incarcerated in an Israeli prison and was released under a prisoner for hostage exchange by Israel some years ago. He rose to power inside Gaza and again masterminded the attack that left 1,200 Israelis dead. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Sunday the IDF would not begin its ceasefire until Israel had the complete list of hostages expected to be freed. And since that list had not been given to Israel by Hamas by the time the ceasefire was set to start, the IDF continued to operate, striking Hamas targets inside Gaza. This, again, some very angry people, some joyful people inside Israel. And you understand why this is such an emotional issue on both sides. And we will see how this all plays out. Coming up, Houston has a problem with drug-addicted rats. And if you donated to Skywatch TV in 2024, I've got a special announcement for you regarding your tax letter. That is coming up on 5 and 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, right now you can help the Skywatch TV ministry continue to broadcast the gospel of Jesus Christ to the 4 corners of the world and receive your very own copy of this incredible new work when you order the Destination Earth Ultra Collection. This incredible collection not only includes the brand new book Destination Earth, Ancient Aliens, the Ancient of Days, and the Ancient Plot to Hybridize Humanity that reveals for the first time ever Christ's own words that refute the alien God interpretation, who and what aliens originally were according to the Bible, how they fit into the Antichrist's agenda, and more. But you'll also receive the documentary film, The Great Delusion, the second coming of Earth's oldest enemy, that exposes why the Vatican is in possession of a telescope named Lucifer, why the ancient and mysterious civilization known as the Anasazi suddenly disappeared from historic record, how alien abductions might be connected with Chapter 6 of the Book of Genesis, and so much more, featuring legendary interviews with Dr. Chuck Missler, L.A. Marzulli, Dr. Thomas Horn, Nick Pope, and more. But that's not all. You'll also receive the best-selling book, Encounters, Extraordinary Accounts of Angelic Intervention and What the Bible Actually Says About God's Messengers by Allie Anderson and Donna Howell. This paradigm-shattering work details true accounts of angelic intervention as told by those who have experienced them. It reveals how misconceptions regarding angels came to be and how the early church unintentionally propagated the myth that these beings are weak. and frameworks the fierce capacity of angels' powers, including their strength in warfare, ability to fly, and how they manipulate earthly elements to carry out God's will, and more. All of these items hold a retail value of over $65. Yours now for your donation of only $45, which includes free shipping to all U.S. orders. Support the ministry of Skywatch TV today. You can scan the QR code on your screen using the camera app on your phone for instant access to this special opportunity. You can also visit us at skywatchtvstore.com or call 1-844-750-4985 and ask for the Destination Earth Ultra Collection right now.
Item number one today, say hello to my little friends. It's a reference to a movie that we don't recommend you watch, especially not with kids around, Scarface. Al Pacino playing a Cuban drug lord in Miami. Anyway, in Houston, they've got a problem with these little friends getting into evidence lockers where illegal narcotics are being stored, things like cocaine, marijuana, etc. The rats are eating the drugs captured and stored by Houston police. This is prompting a change in how long the department is going to hold on to the illicit drugs. Houston Mayor John Whitmire, Harris County District Attorney Sean Tier, and Houston Police Chief J. Noah Diaz on Friday announced new steps to dispose of drugs and other evidence kept at police headquarters downtown, some of which has been sitting there for decades, long after the cases the evidence was attached to had been adjudicated. No point in storing it anymore. Mayor Whitmire put it this way, I quote, "We got 400,000 pounds of marijuana in storage. The rats are the only ones enjoying it." End quote. This week in Skywatch TV, we continue our discussion about what could be an element of the Great Deception. That is the UFO, UAP, alien abduction phenomenon. It's all part of the new book, Destination Earth, which I was honored to co-author with Donna Howell and Allie Anderson. You can watch the program right now at skywatchtv.com. All of our video content is always there. If we ever disappear from a social media site, just go to skywatchtv.com. All the videos are there. You can also watch it over the air. Our broadcast schedule posted at skywatchtv.com/channels. You can also watch it on a set-top box. If you got Roku, Apple TV, or Amazon Fire Stick, or if you got a smart TV preloaded with Roku or Fire TV, add the Skywatch TV channel. That way all of our video content goes directly to your TV, bypassing the gatekeepers of big tech. Now, if you want to watch it on the internet, it's there too, youtube.com/@skywatchtelevision, rumble.com/skywatchtv, or download it to your mobile device, smartphone or tablet, whether it's iOS, Android, or Amazon Kindle Fire, phone or tablet. We have apps for all of those, and links to those app stores for your convenience at skywatchtv.com/app. If you donated to Skywatch TV in 2024, thank you. Thank you for helping us keep the message of the gospel of Jesus Christ and some of the stranger aspects of life on this planet that draw people away from the gospel, keeping it going to the world. And if you are waiting for a tax letter, which we understand, the IRS doesn't fool around. This year, to save funds on sending those letters out, the tax letters are coming to you by email. So please check your email for a note from Skywatch TV. Again, if you donated in 2024, Skywatch TV is a 501c3 organization. We will send a tax letter to you, but it's coming to you by email. So please check your email. And if you don't see an email within the next couple of weeks, then please reach out and contact Skywatch TV. The contact information is at the website, skywatchtv.com. Follow 5 in 10 online at YouTube. That's at 5 in 10, X, formerly Twitter, at 5_in_10. And thank you for watching as we keep watch. I'm Derek Gilbert. This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV.